Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Value Talks with Deepak Bajaj. Today we have distinct pleasure of hosting a true luminary in the field of technology and customer success. Joining us is none other than Atul Khanna. Atul brings a wealth of experience and expertise in solution engineering and cloud-focused efforts, which have led to remarkable market expansion. In short, he is the man who turns innovation into reality. Welcome to today's podcast, Atul.
Thanks, Deepak. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Atul, while many of us know you as an international speaker, our viewers would love to gain a more personal understanding of yours beyond your professional endeavors.
Thanks, Deepak. I think this is the first time somebody asked me in a more formal way than in an informal way. Obviously, yeah. So starting, I'm from Punjab, India. Born and brought up there. Did my engineering from Thapar. We have a 25-year alumni at the end of this year, so I will be coming for that as well. And then moved to US in 2004. Did the whole 9 yard of my green card, citizenship, everything. Now living in California with my wife and twins.
So the twins. Yeah, twins is the most thing. How you manage that thing? That is, I also need some guidance on that.
Yes, no, I would say everybody says the current life is good, the worst is yet to come. So I follow that methodology and enjoy what's in it today.
Great, no, that's a great answer. Yeah, but yeah, you mentioned about your transition. So it is a very important for most of the people. Like as you transition from India to USA, definitely you have experienced a lot of challenges. So what were the hurdles you faced during your initial days, and how did you overcome that?
Yes, so obviously it's a very rosy picture when you think of sitting in India that you need to go abroad. I had the same, I would say, bright eyes when I got selected and was on the way to US. Obviously, I won't say I had the toughest of the journey. I call myself one of the lucky ones. I had the family support here when I moved here. I had my brother who went through the same process. So I had the good guidance which I give to others as well, and I have given it over a period of time as well. When you land in US or when you plan to come to US, think of the priorities that why you are coming here. What do you want to achieve? I know for first, I have quite a lot of friends who was confused for first 5, 10 years of their life. We want to go back. No, we want to settle here. No, we want to go back. And as most of us know, when you come to US, green card is a big thing, and it's such a long process. So, like I said, I was one of the lucky ones. So I had a role model kind of. I was following up for last 5 years. So he told me, guided me that as soon as you land, start that paperwork, start that process, get that out of the way. Because it's the more you delay, the kind of the hurdles become bigger and bigger. So for coming here, what do you want to achieve in next first 2 years, and then what do you want to do it in 10 years? You don't have to jot it down on a piece of paper, everything exact, but at least have a value in your mind, right? Whether you are looking for any X company or X companies that you want to join after you land here. If your goal is to join Google, Apple, that side of the world, or you want to go into a startup direction, obviously you will change it after 5 years of living here. But have a certain set of broad goals and then focus on those. I think that will kind of keep you aligned other than the green card side of the world. So get that paperwork out of the way. I highly recommend that as well because it's a very, very long journey which you are getting into.
Yeah, it's
But
a great
definitely
insight.
the life is good here. Yeah, definitely the life is good here. I won't say anything bad about being here as well. So everybody is in a double-minded set. So I'm one of those as well.
It's a great insight because most of the people who have this ambition and a target, right? Especially the Punjab who is focusing on either going to Canada or US. So that will give a great insight that what to be done so that they will be aligned. Thank you so much. Now, one of the important thing which is very important because your role generally involves interaction with the technology as well as clients, right? And we have seen you at multiple stages as well. So how you manage to stay calm and focus amidst the dynamic technology as well as the customer demands?
I would say for me, obviously that's the toughest and the easiest job as well, right? Toughest job if you look it from outside to kind of be apprised of what's happening around you, right? But if that is your motivation and that is your interest, that becomes the easiest job as well, right? Somehow I was kind of moved into that direction. Obviously, coming from an engineering background, the typical RF design optimization engineer back in the days, slowly climb up the ladder. So I was always connected to the technology. I still remember the GSM days when we used to have those 10 commands in a notepad, which we used to use to act smart as well, right? Back in the days. So I kind of always stay connected to the network. I always like to stay connected with the technology. That's how and the biggest thing is I like to hear the customers itself, right? What they are looking for, what's the scenarios going on, because the I would say that the biggest thing the customer looks from you is the overall market knowledge as well, right? Because generally they are so involved into their 8 hours a day busy schedules, they don't get to see what's others are doing it. So what they expect from you is not just come and give me a sales pitch or a solution pitch,
Mm.
basically what's happening in the market. They are also trying to gain some knowledge out of you as well. So I think, and I have been lucky enough to talk to 50 different organizations, 50 different CSPs. So I gain knowledge from them. I give knowledge back to them as well. For me, it's a kind of a good water flow going on. So I'm gaining from the overall different social media sources as well as by interaction with the client. I'm gaining some knowledge as well that this is because obviously at the end of the day, technology is evolving, the use cases are evolving. Which one is the best? Which direction you need to go for? That's what I'm responsible for within Amdoc. So I need to kind of stay apprised of the fact and then gain the knowledge and share the knowledge. I think it that kind of gets you closer to your customers as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, great thought because the customer you rightly mentioned they mostly call you for on everyone for getting some knowledge, and that's where the give and take happens. More you inform them, it's not a knowledge getting, it's an information, right? Which keeps you more trustworthy.
Yeah.
Ve- Very good. Right. But again, there is always a complaint in the market, right? And all the salespeople are generally asking for that customer expectation continues to rise, right? Which is a universal fact. So, what advice you would offer to the professionals who are managing customers in today's dynamic environment?
Yes, actually, I generally contradict that statement that customer expectation are rising, right? Uh, so if you focus on the root cause basically, or the simple problem statement, right? If you
Mhm.
focus on, obviously the competition is increasing, right? If there are 5 companies yesterday who were offering the same solution, tomorrow there will be 10, right? What
Yeah.
value you bring to the table, that sets you apart, and the relation that you build with the customer, then that sets you apart, right? Because I think there is a known fact that people buy from people. On a piece of paper it looks like companies buying from companies, right? But at the
Mm.
end of the day, individual relation, that what do you learn from the customer, what is their requirement, and and if your solution fits in. I'm not saying that your solution is going to fit on everything as well, otherwise move on as well. But what's their customer requirement and their demand basically, which is categorized as negative in most of the terminologies. But I was
Mm.
like, it's their problem statement. It's not an over ask or an under ask, because they know their environment. They know what square is going to fit in a square. They don't want to fit a circle into a square, right?
Yeah.
At the end
Exactly.
of the day, they have a specific requirement. If you can fill it, that's perfect. If you can't, then you may have a roadmap to fix it as well, or fill that square into a circle or anything of that sort, right? If you don't have a roadmap, I have had quite a few conversation with some of our partners and customers, like that's not our roadmap. As
Mm,
early as like 2 weeks back, we are interacting with one of the CSPs, and the business model expectation is different. And
mm,
you tell them upfront that's not our business model, we cannot fit it in. So that's fine as well. And then I would say move to the next opportunity as well, or next customer too, right? I would say being clear in what you have, and being clear, if a customer is having a high expectation, the good thing is at least he's sharing the expectation. Most of the time, you are hitting a hitting a wall.
mm,
I think it's a positive sign. If he's giving your requirement, you should take it as a positive. And then if you can fit it in yes or no, I think you need to get to that decision faster, because I think as a sales professionals,
mm,
I think all of us are under a pressure to do a sale to any XYZ to meet some of the numbers, right? And
mm.
sometimes we are trying to fit a square into a hole, and then going into that loop, and then wasting our, I don't know, a month or a 3 months or a 6 month out of it as well.
True, true. And important part here, which you actually mentioned, think about when you think about customer requirement, you will be moreover, talking and become a trustworthy. So very valuable insight.
Yes.
Right. And but nowadays, regarding this mid-career professionals, right, who are who started their journey with some technology, and now everything has been changed. And now, what is the advice that you want to give to them that they become advanced with the new sessions like AI and machine learning and others?
Yes, I would say that if I talk 25 years back or 15 years back, you have a certain domain knowledge, you are expert in that knowledge, you get a value for that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Now, 25 years into this journey and this business, if I rewind myself, I feel like, what did I gain in last 25 years, right?
Mm,
I I would have gained the same thing in 5 years or 2 years itself, right? So because the next generations are coming in, they had the better tools, better knowledge, better, I would say, the focus on newer technologies compared to what you focused on. Because I think all of us know, once you get into a job, the on-job training is going on, but some of the technology advancement which is going on, if you're not connected, you're not connected. And you might getting a second-hand information compared to a first-hand information, right? If you're not in that arena. And then with this, obviously, AI, ML, and Gen AI, everything is changing drastically, right?
mm,
And AI ML was a big trend 5 years back. Now, for last 12 months, I think Gen AI become a biggest trend, right? Nobody is talking about AI ML. Actually, people have stopped talking about AI ML. Everybody is talking about Gen AI. And if you are in a technology domain, I would say being apprised of the fact what's happening around you is more important than what was 5 years back. Because
mm,
everybody was, and all the industry verticals are kind of combining together now. It's becoming a horizontal industry instead of being a vertical. Like, this is the telco business, this is an IT, this is an OSS, this is a BSS. All these things are coming together. And
mm.
obviously, I come from a certain background. I'm having the similar challenges as well, which I'm trying to overcome on a daily basis as well. How do you converse? How do you become a expert of five things, where expert of one thing was a good enough for first 20 years of my life, right? How
Mm,
to become
mm.
a good enough expert on the second and the third thing as well. But if you start focusing on those, I think that will take you long way into your journey as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, I still remember, in a more simple one, the 2G was in the value, then it became 3G, now 4G, now 5G. Now in the 5G, there are so many domains itself, and then you move under that, it's a very complex thing, right? So
Yes,
thank
yes,
you,
yes.
Atul, for bringing that thing. And I can understand what time you are spending on yourself in learning all these technologies and all the complexities. But the challenge is, the person who come from that way, right, that experience, they are still, they are want to, they understand what is going on. But right now in today's generation, and I would be very honest and candid here also, that in today's generation this is a big gap, right? They lack, all these type of understanding, because I don't know what is going on in their mindset. So in your opinion, how can we bridge that gap to ensure that there's a smoother transition, into the future?
So I would say, I think one thing you have to understand for all the individuals who are, I would say, in the starting of their journey is they cannot be expert in everything. Neither we were, neither they will be, right? I think you always have to pick up a domain of expertise and a knowledge of other domains. I think that's the difference where some people get so diluted that they have a knowledge of everything but expert of nothing.
Nothing.
So I think and the number of domains which are out there has grown exponentially, basically, because like nobody was talking about LLM, LAM, zero shot, prompt engineering. None of these words, at least I knew it a
Mm.
year back. So all these experts now exist and they are doing it. But if you go maybe 5 level down those LLMs, at the end of the day, it's a software coding going on. It's algorithms which is being built out there as well, right?
Right.
So obviously that the base is still the same, and then slowly you become a domain expert, and then you kind of become a horizontal again. So I
Right.
would say pick up the domain which you like, which motivates you, become an expert in that, and then have a knowledge of the others, basically, so that you stay horizontal as well, because having a bigger picture knowledge is more important than what was in the past as well, because you want to climb up the ladder, right? You want to kind of I don't know, become a manager, director, entrepreneur, whichever direction is your thought process as well. You need to have a horizontal knowledge as well. Domain knowledge is good, but horizontal knowledge is much more important than anything else.
Very well said. Very well said. Right. Now, again, I just want to take one step, ahead, that from a employee, which is we talk about mid-career professional. Now we are touching upon the entrepreneurs, right? Now, many aspiring entrepreneurs, they struggle in finding the right starting point, right? And so, what is the guidance that you think should be given to them so that they can success in their entrepreneurship journey?
That's a major question, and there is no silver bullet answer. I wish I would have that simple answer, and I'll write it down and pass it on as well to everyone. There's no silver bullet. There is no easy answer for it, right? Entrepreneurship is is a is a is is as easy as it could be and as difficult as it could be. And the reason I would say it is, if you follow your motivation and follow what do you want to do, it's the easiest of the thing, right? Because if you do what you
Mm.
like, it's no longer a job, it's your passion,
Right.
right? And if you're trying to do something out of your comfort zone, out of your knowledge zone, out of your area of expertise, or what do you want to achieve, because you think this is a big market, it's a $5 billion market, I can make a 5% out of it, it's still 500 million, etc., etc. You
Mm.
try to if you try to suck into that direction, there is a heavy chance of a failure. So and obviously, and what surrounds you as well, right? So in when you are starting any entrepreneurship, you need to build the connection, build the network, do a I would say heavy lifting of finding out the market size, and what expertise you are gonna bring to that market, right? Whichever focus you are kind of going into, whether into a telco domain, whether into a core domain, whether into a IT domain, whether you are starting a Gen AI company, uh,
Mm.
because um, uh, because you need to focus on which market you are trying to tap in and what is the market size, and then how will you attack and how are you different from the others who have already tried that market as well, right? And why you will succeed and what extra you are going to bring in as well, and your individual passion towards that initiative will heavily decide the success, because everybody knows in entrepreneurship you're going to have failures initially more than the success, because whether the customers which you are targeting, they are not going to become a customer, and then you're going to have a, like, I think everybody knows that
Mm.
all of us seen some of those LinkedIn charts that you have to be an expert of, I don't know, 500 things, and
Mm.
then you are going to have a 500 failures before you actually get a success. And I think all of us know that all these Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they all have the failed companies in the start before they became so big, right? But I think failure is generally a learning curve for success. I think that's what you need to focus on, and you need to be stay passionate around the same as well.
Mm, right. And I generally I add on here is that fail fast. The failures will come. You can't
Yeah.
avoid that, but fail fast because so that you can reach to your success more frequent. Right. So thank you, Atul, for sharing your wealth of knowledge and experience with us today. It's been an enlightening conversation.
Uh, thanks, Deepak. Thanks for having me. It's really good talking to you.
Right. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us on this episode of Value Talks with Deepak Bajaj. Until next time, this is Deepak Bajaj signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.